And this will be their 60th. First time I saw the Rolling Stones, I've seen them twice. First time I saw them just because Living Colour was opening, and that's who I wanted to see. It was on the Steel Wheels tour. So you're talking 1988, 1989, and people were making fun of them then, not even realizing that they weren't even halfway through. The joke was that it was the Steel Wheelchairs tour. Mm-hmm. And those guys were
30 years ago.
They were in their mid-50s, I think, then, or maybe mid-40s, late 40s, whatever that math is. Mick Jagger, how old's Mick Jagger?
100.
70-something? No, they look a lot older than they are, but...
What a tiny man.
Yeah, he's short. Not funny.
Funny.
Well, they had his
Diet
jacket
Coke.
at the Rock Hall. And
Yeah.
it's like, I'm like, man, that is a
He's
tiny...
been looking for that thing everywhere.
He donated
And that's where
it.
it's at?
He must have forgot.
Who took my jacket?
But it was so tiny.
He is 78 years old. He'll be 79 this summer. So next year, Mick Jagger will be 80 years old.
Crazy.
And they have been famous rock stars for their entire life. I like the Google question. Why is Mick Jagger so rich? Not how rich is he? Why is he so rich?
Why?
Has he done anything that people would know? But yeah, so they're announcing their 60. It's called the 60 Tour. Ronnie Wood is 74. Mick and Keith are both 78. Steve Jordan is the baby of the group. He's replacing Charlie Watts at 65 years old. And Charlie was 80 when he died. He was the oldest one in the band. I was watching a thing. They were interviewing Keith Richards over on CBS. And they were like, all these other artists are selling their catalogs. They're cashing out. Are you guys going to do that? You think you'll do that?
Mick and I have not spoken about it on a serious level. I don't know if we're ready to sell our catalogue. We might drag it out a bit.
Yeah,
put some more stuff in it. You only think about selling your catalogue when that's a sign of getting old.
It's a sign of getting old. They don't want to be perceived as being old by selling their catalog.
Says the bones.
Yeah, I think your face is the sign of getting old. We don't want. It's a sign of getting old. But that means they still want to do it. They still want to be rock and rollers. And that's why I always kind of bristled when people would give these guys a hard time. Why didn't they quit? Blah, blah, blah. Why would they? Why would you ever give that up? Why? You can do what you want when you want.
We've talked about people selling their catalogs before, and it always is like these legendary acts. Jason Aldean sold his catalog, and he's like currently one of the biggest country stars. He sold it for $100 million.
Why do you think he did that now?
I have no idea, because I'm like, he still sells out arenas and like stadiums and stuff like that. So
I'll bet what happened is I bet a lot of these artists dipped that toe in the water to see what the interest was over the pandemic. Because they're like, look, if my career is touring, because you're not making money on album sales anymore.
Yeah.
Maybe country artists are.
Yeah.
But it's usually like Taylor Swift and Adele, and that's it.
Yeah.
Who are still making money on physical sales. A lot of these artists are probably like, if you're lucky enough to have a catalog that's got some worth, you go, maybe I'll just cash out now. Because if something's going to happen again, there'll be some other disease that, and I can't go on the road anymore.
I couldn't believe that, because he is very hot. He sold 90% of his recorded music catalog. So he didn't sell all of it, but still 90% of it for $100 million. And he's like, just a couple of years ago was like Country Artist of the Year. And
yeah.
So that I thought
was a lot of money, boy.
But that's like, I mean, you think about Mick Jagger and them and Rolling Stones, who've been doing it for 60 years. But
Jason Aldean might not have made that kind of money over the course of a normal touring career. He might not have cleared $100 million.
I don't know, man. He can sell.
I'm not saying he can't. I'm just saying $100 million is a lot of money.
Yeah, I guess.
Like the top grossing tours are way below that.
Yeah, but that's one tour in 1 year. If he's planned on doing it for the next 20 years, that's only $5 million a year.
Could he have been doing it to get massive facial reconstruction surgery? Much needed. Very strange looking dude.
He has no neck. No. You know what I mean? It looks like his shoulders go straight into his head.
Isn't he had another dude who like dumped his high school girlfriend, wife, and married some hot?
Yeah,
Jason Aldean was a guy.
He cheated on his chick.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he just traded up.
Did he write a song about it?
I don't think so. He's got a lot of really
cheating on my chick.
But
24
Here's
number
what
one
she
songs.
said that made him cheat on her.
It was all her fault. Why is everybody blaming me?
the price of gaslighting. Thanks, Biden.
Jason Aldean, 24 number. Is he the guy that where the kid went down the garbage chute at Progressive Field? Was that the Jason Aldean show?
I don't.
Where that kid died?
It might have been.
Yeah. 24 number one songs, 34 top 10 songs. Spirit Music. I wonder who owns them.
I think they're their own thing.
And they have $100 million to give to one guy? That doesn't seem likely. Somebody must own that.
Includes his neighboring rights and sound exchange.
They bought his neighbors too?
Yeah.
What
All
are
the
neighboring
rights to
rights?
his neighbors. I don't know.
Wow.
Catalog as well as neighboring rights and sound exchange royalties, which means they get all of his streaming money too.
Here's the thing, though. He's still signed to a record label, which
Yeah.
means I bet he has to cough up a cut. Anyway, I don't know anything about this. That's the first I heard of it. But he seems like a young guy to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought so too.
Well, maybe he figures he can still cash out in the other 10%. Sold 90%. He goes, I'll bank $100 million.
And here's what I thought too is that maybe he's, 24 number ones, not that he, okay, I have a lot going on in my head right now. I'm trying to organize it.
Take a deep breath.
Number one,
Organize your thoughts.
when you sell your catalog, can you play those songs live?
Yes, I think you can still play them live.
But isn't that technically making money off of it if you do it at a concert? Because you don't have the rights to the song.
I think it's about licensing and
Yeah, I think it's more
streaming
to that,
and using
yeah.
it in commercials.
Okay.
And
So then my second question was, if he's done, he's like, all right, here's my first half of my career. I'll sell the first half of my career. So now it like lights a fire under his ass to make another 21 top.
Maybe,
You know what
yeah.
I mean? Like
Maybe that
that
could
kind
be
of a
that.
thing.
There could be that, or maybe he's going to switch genres. Do the old Chris Gaines.
Oh, maybe.
here's somebody who knows the story. Jason Aldean sold his catalog because he sucks, and he knows that his time is very limited as a performer. Do you think that could be?
No. Look at people like
You don't
Garth
think so?
Brooks.
I feel
He's
like
been
that's
an
his
artist
ex-wife.
forever. Yeah, that might be his ex-wife. Texting our show.
The old joke about the Stones, you can see their tour bus going 40 in the left lane with the left turn signal blinking. Joke's on us, homie. I mean,
Yeah, right?
that Steel Wheels tour was like, these guys should hang it up. It's like, they've been a band for 20 years as of 1989. But they're good. They're still out there doing it. Why wouldn't you? I mean, imagine being a famous rock star your entire adult life, and you're an old man.
Well, and you love what you do. Like, it's not like they go out and they have a job that sucks. They are having fun and they're
Yeah.
enjoying themselves, you know? Why would you quit?
And you don't really have to write new music. If
No.
they never wanted
No,
to
they
do
don't.
another album again, they didn't have to write
We
new
prefer
albums
it if
as
you
a
don't, actually.
Right.
No, we don't need you to write any new songs.
Here's a new one from us.
Boo!
Can't
I guess
get
I'll go get a beer.
suspension.
Yeah.
This is why Tool has a 12-minute intermission. We can go get drinks.
Yeah, people who, well, I guess you could retire from a job that you love, but look at Dick from Dayton. Loved what he did.
25
Worked
years
you know what
at
I
the
mean?
Beaver Creek Lows, and he hung it all up to spend more time with his lute, with his banjo, right?
I'm just saying. Enjoy what you do. Never work a day in your life. Amen.
Everyone always wants to know if famous people are nice. Like Mick Jagger. He came in to host the show. My friends were all like, is he nice? No! Or maybe he is, for his version of life. Because he has a very different life. He's Mick Jagger. That's his name. He's played to stadiums of 20,000 people cheering for him like he's a god for 50 years. That must change you as a person. If you do that for 50 years, you're never again going to be like, does anyone have a laptop charger I could borrow? You know? I pitched him a joke and he went, not funny! I mean, people say that on the internet, but never to your face does a British billionaire in leather pants go, not funny! I spent 2 hours alone with Mick Jagger that week. We were writing song lyrics. It was for a fake song in a comedy sketch. And we came to one point, and he goes, all right, let's all go to the picnic. Let's all have a drink. Let's see what rhymes with drink. And I said, think? And Mick Jagger said, no! And then I said, sink? And Mick Jagger said, yeah. And I was like, is this how you write songs?
John Mulaney, who will be here in Cleveland on the 23rd of September. From scratch. Write songs? Oh, boy. Yeah. Mary doesn't like John Mulaney, right?
You're
not a huge fan.
I don't like him.
He's not your favorite comic.
You
You have multiple favorite throw pillows. John Mulaney, not one of your favorite comics.
Blankets, relax.
Throw blankets, sorry, you're right.
No, he's not one of my favorite comics because he just sounds so rehearsed. He sounds.
Well, he is.
I don't like that. It sounds rigid to me. I'm not saying that the things he's saying aren't funny, but it is so like.
You're saying, not funny!
And then I said, is like, that's not.
But isn't that part of his shtick? Is that kind of cartoony?
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's just not
You're
for
not
me.
a fan of that, yeah.
Yeah.
I got you.
I think he's a great writer. I think the jokes are funny. I don't
Have you seen him live before?
care for his delivery. No, I have not.
I saw him in a club 100 years ago, before he was John Mulaney, because he was a hometown guy.
Yeah, he's very funny. Like, seeing him live, I went with Mike Beater a few years ago, and seeing him live, like, took him to another level for me.
Yeah.
Like, I think he's great. And,
But here's the thing,
and on those
what's
specials are one
different?
thing, what you're talking about.
He's way more relaxed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because that's him performing at a special, wanting to nail every single thing.
Yeah.
And when he's just up there being himself a
Yeah.
little bit more,
Sillier.
it's a little sillier, a little
Okay.
looser. It's way more fun though.
I wonder if it's a loophole. Thinking about the Jason Aldean thing, I wonder if there's
Aldean. I'm sorry.
Jason Aldean,
Aldi's.
Jason Aldi's.
Actually, it's Aldi.
Jason Aldean.
Yeah.
If there's a legal loophole there after selling your catalog where you could tour as a Jason Aldean tribute act.
Cover band. Yeah, well, that's what I thought. I was like,
I'm just going to cover Jason Aldean's music.
because, I mean, you guys make fun of it, but plenty of people do cover songs at their concerts, and they don't have to pay.
Right, but
But they don't have to pay Led Zeppelin or whoever owns that song to play it. So there's
True.
nothing saying he couldn't still play those songs. He's just not making the streaming and royalty and physical sales off of them. Yeah.
with $100 million, I'm sure every corner of that is figured out.
Yeah. That's the only thing I can think of
8
is
miles of
They go,
legalese.
we forgot about the last
no,
stuff.
the loophole.
Thanks, man. Oh, you got us. Go ahead and play it. Go ahead and
We won't
play
have our
it.
lawyers call or anything.
Yeah, just selling it and then just hoping that you have a long career. Be like, screw it. You know, am I going to make over $100 million on this stuff from licensing and streaming?
Yeah, who wouldn't cash out?
Right.
If somebody goes, because you just say, hey, let's see if there's any interest out there. Mm-hmm. And they go, how does $100 million sound? I'll drive over there right now.
Can you do
And I'll-
125?
101. Rod Stewart, by the way, is out there filling potholes on his street. Rolling Stones are going back out on the road. Rod Stewart's filling potholes. By the way, potholes, technically what they are, that's a very diplomatic way to describe his street. This is the street he lives on, and he said the potholes were playing havoc with my Ferrari. It looks like Godzilla walked down this street. The street
What
is
happened?
mostly potholes. I don't know. He moved into a mansion after a World War II bombing raid or something. Huge, massive potholes in this street. And he's out there with a crew and a safety vest on, shoveling gravel or asphalt or something in these giant potholes.
That's where I live. There's no one can bother to do it. This is the state of the road here where I live in Harlow. And it's been like this for ages. And the other day there was an ambulance for the first time.
He's hard enough to understand without the scraping the things. Nobody else would do it. I guess the local highway department wasn't happy, but boo-hoo. You guys aren't doing it.
I think he's absolutely amazing. It's about time someone did.
Well done, Rod. We love you, mate.
Yeah, he did a really good job. So, yeah, I mean, this bit of road here, it was horrendous. The potholes were diabolical, really. I think it's absolutely fantastic.
Diabolical potholes.
Yeah, well, you
Great
have to say about
adjective.
that first one. It's the deepest.
That's right. The first hole is the deepest. That was a Rod Stewart song, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
First cut is the
Chicks covered
deepest.
it then, huh?
Huh?
The Chicks.
A lot of people. Sheryl Crow,
Yeah.
a lot of people covered. I forgot it was a
I'm
Rod
thinking
Stewart
of Sheryl
song.
Crow. You're right.
First cut is the deepest. If Rod Stewart won't fill these, perhaps Maggie may. Listen, they're very happy with him, but the highway department wasn't pleased. But, listen, he's out there like, there's potholes on my street.
It's messing up his Ferrari.
Yeah. He's 77. Still got that hair. He's on
his Joe Dirt wig.
It really is. He's running, Dirty.
I like when him and Tina Turner had basically the same hair in the 80s.
Yeah, but he's an old man. He's still got that blonde spike going. Hello. But I think Rod Stewart seems much more content with country, rich country life than the Stones.
Yeah.
The Stones are like, look, we are very rich, but we also have 34 kids between the four of us, so we got to get out there.
Home with them. We
No.
got to be out on the road.
Like Tom Brady? I don't want to be at home. So good for Rod Stewart to get out there and.
When are you going to sell the catalog of the show for $100 million?
Oh, Mary. Listen, this company owns everything I've done here. Wow. Yeah.
That's why they pay you so much. Mm-hmm. That's why you're a billionaire, huh?
That's right. Hey, Woody.
Alan.
Yes, sir.
How's your day, brother?
What's going on, Woody?
I'm just driving home. Another day at work, up on a roof, and it was glorious out weather-wise.
Yeah, lovely day.
And I'd like to say hi to Bill and Mary.
Yep.
Hello.
And you guys.
Oh, good for you.
Woody kind of has Rod Stewart hair.
Yeah, I do. Anyway, yeah, you're talking about why the Stones and how the Stones can still tour after all this time. I think a lot of it has to do with, I don't believe it's that difficult or that physically demanding to sing Rolling Stones songs. I mean, vocally wise, or play them, instrumentally wise. It's not like there's.
No, I always think of Mick Jagger because he's an almost 80-year-old man who's doing 3 hours of cardio a night. So, Keith can stand there. Charlie was sitting down the whole time. Ronnie Wood, he can do whatever he wants to do. But Mick is running around all night. And
that physical aspect of it is amazing for an 80-year-old man.
So he must love to do it because otherwise he'd be like, I'm tired. Even Prince had like friggin' hip surgery and hip replacements and knee replacements and all these younger men. I don't know what Mick's quietly had done, but.
Yeah, Eddie Van Halen had double hip replacement.
There you go.
But
he wasn't even the one jumping.
Yeah, think of a popular drummer that is doing his thing right now, that there's no way on God's green earth he'll be able to perform that way physically when he's 68 freaking years old. You know what I mean? Think of a drummer.
Or even 1 year older. How old would that be?
70.
Nice. Okay, listen, thank you, Woody. I've got to move on, but I appreciate your, the immortal words of the Bloodhound Gang. Appreciate your input. I've got to take a break. If you want to text for something, 35192 to do that, and we'll be back.
The Alan